Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Bleach Immortal solo up today. We got a few things covered, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so we do have a Soul Box event up. We got a pretty. It's a good one for some people, not a good one for me. It's simply because of the fact that neither of these characters are really characters that I'm using. Stark is not bad. Grimmjow, not bad. Actually, Grimmjow seriously needs some work. He's way underpowered, which is interesting because in the anime he's actually a favorite, and they turn right around. As of all of the Soul Hall characters to check out, he's pretty much the weakest in terms of that. Stark, our other Soul Box participant. Stark got he gets a lot of bad rep. You know, he's number one on the Espada. It's like, does he deserve this? Blah, 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 blah. And the reason that he gets a lot of that is simply because of the fact that you really don't know much about the guy, to be honest. He's actually a pretty good character with a pretty good skill set. I'm not using any of these characters inside of any of my teams. So I'm really not going to focus on spending the crystals on them to actually bring them up. I was considering doing it just to possibly. I do have Grimmjow. I do have Grimmjow up pretty good in my team. I don't use him, of course, but he is at. I've got him right here. He is at 90. Okay, but he's just really. He's a tiger, and I've got plenty of other good tigers in my team, so there's definitely not going to be any type of replacement. But I was thinking about just going for enough shards to get the weapon. But that would be most of the shards, just simply because the weapons don't come around very often. So even if you're not using them now, you have to think, maybe will I in the future want to use the character? If you do, then you should definitely go into this event. I understand I'm on server 100, so if you don't see this event yet, you might see it. It might be a week or so before it actually gets around. The events, the Soulbox events are server based, so they roll out groups of servers at time. So you might be a week or two before you actually see it. But it is what it is. I haven't decided yet. I've got another day to decide. So I'll try to beat around it tonight and see if there's want to go for it. But the problem is right now is with the level that my team is at, it's getting really expensive to do just about anything in terms of gold. I mean, even to take just this one weapon, it's 1.75 million just to do, and that's just one of the weapons. So you're looking at about 2.5 to take them up to your rainbow and stuff. So it's getting really difficult that we can start. You're gonna have to start spending a lot of soul jade on the actual purchase of Midas, simply because of the fact that it's you're going to need a lot of coin to do this, and you're going to need. You can get if you do the bounty, which you should definitely be doing the bounty, because that's where you can get the most amount of coin. Is this right here, 1.66 million, and you can get this on a daily basis as long as you do it each day. Every day I claim it, and then in the morning I'll start it back up, and I'll claim it in the evening. I start them all. I'll start them the next morning and do them, and that's the way to get 1.6 million. So basically, with that, you should be able to at least do something, at least every other day. I'm still at 14 million, but that's pretty much all going to be gone by the time I get the weapons done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the weapons. Anything that's attack associated, I'm going to bring up before I go into the story mode. So it's going to be a few more days before I do that. And then I'm going to go into the story mode and tackle that. But I wanted to go ahead and level things out with the weapons just to get those ready to go. But yeah, and it's it's going to cost a lot of coins. So coins going to be something that you need to really focus on, and hopefully you'll have it. But if you do the bounty, you can get 1.6. That's level based, I believe. It goes up as your level goes up, the amount that you can earn. So you definitely want to focus on that. And then of course you want to just purchase. You want to purchase the Midas. You can get 1 million or so out of here. You can do 20 purchases, but as you can see, it starts getting pretty expensive on the Midas. So you got to understand, that you're going to have to do that. You can only do it 20 times a day. So I'm probably going to be holding on to my Soul Jade specifically for that, so I can being able to purchase the Soul, being able to purchase as much on the Midas as I can, simply because of the fact that that's the best way to go about it. And since I'm really not using either of those characters, I'll probably just forego it. They will be having other events coming out, and they said they're going to be doing a lot of these Soul Box events. So you're going to be here in once a month. They're going to be doing some type of Soul Box event. So, I'm just hoping that some of the characters that I can use for my Tofu runner, I mean, they already had Zazapur and they've already had Irokora, but in some of the other events earlier, so I'm hoping they'll start to get back around to doing those, and hopefully one of my team. I would really be nice if they would actually do a Soulbox event that had Kenpachi in it, but I don't think they're going to do that simply because of the fact that you can get shards for him inside of the shop. But I really would like to actually get him, and I would like to definitely see a Soulbox event for Tensei Sangetsu so that I can get his weapon as well. Pretty sure we're going to see that this summer. As for that, it's only him and Kenpachi that I don't have the weapons for. So it's just those two that I need to get. Kenpachi's, all the events that they have, they always leave that UR choice weapon box slightly out of range of what you can acquire without having to pay a little bit of money. It might be something I do in the future, but I definitely want to get Tensei Zangetsu's weapon. He's already powerful without it. I can make him just a lot more powerful. With his follow-up attack, he just, he does damage twice. Does a pretty good damage on his initial swat. And then the follow-up he does afterwards, he does even more damage. And that is based on the targets that they've already taken. So if they've already got some damage, he even does more damage. So he's definitely one of my strongest character right now, comparable to White Ichigo. So we'll just have to see about that in terms of what we're going to do. But as you can see, White Ichigo's at 6 and Kenpachi are at 6. So I'm going to be bringing up Irokora next. I've got about 100. I've almost got 100. It takes 150, and how many do I got? I think I've got 100 and something right now. I've got 100 even. I got this. You get a free event. You get a free pool in the event summons each day. So even if you don't participate in it, you get one free draw on it. And when I did draw on it yesterday, on the event summon, the free pool that I got, it pulled out the weapon choice box. So that's what I got. So I took it. But yeah, I'm probably just not going to deal with it. It'd take pretty much most of all of my Soul Jade to take care of it. And I prefer to use it on something else this time. I think it's going to be more useful for purchasing gold, which is obviously going to be needed to level up my equipment. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on this one. I'll make the final decision tonight, but I just don't see any useful. Grimmjow, he's way underpowered. Okay, a lot of people have been talking about that, but yeah, he just doesn't do any damage at all. Stark's got a pretty good set, but again, not something that I need at this point. So, my team is pretty much set with what I've got. I'm happy with it, so I don't see any need to go into this particular soul box. And we're going to be having several more of these over the next few months. So, should be able to find something that you like. but it is up. So those are the UR versions of Stark and UR versions from Grimmjow, and the Soul Box event is up. It's going to be up for another few days. So, but do definitely get in there and knock that out if you are using either of those characters, or if you plan to use, because you get the weapon. Okay, you know, if you got like 12,000 soul jade, you should have enough to get the weapon, and that's really what you're going for. So if you're planning on using these two in the future, you definitely want to go ahead and pull on this, you know, just to get the weapon. That's basically what you're looking for. Okay. You know, it makes it a lot better, and it makes things a lot easier to have the weapon, because that awakens that skill and it makes him more powerful. Okay, so it is up for those two if you're looking at them. All right. So other than that, yeah, it's going to be a few more days before I actually do the story. I want to get some of these weapons, the weapons leveled up for the team right now. As you can see, I've already got some of them up to red 5. And I can go to red 5 with based on the number of skills, but I've got them all at red 4. But I wanted to start focusing on a few more items before I do it, and because of the gold cost, it's taking a little bit of time. As you can see, I maxed out my Midas for today. That got me about 2. You know, you get about 100,000. So doing it 20 times, you can get about 2 million. In terms of out of that, if you do it all of the times that you can, and it takes a little bit of soul jade. It's not cheap. There are some. I'm going to start looking for the talents, but I'm pretty sure there are talents that. There's a talent that helps you with the stamina. One of the, I think it's Nemu, has the talent that helps with the stamina cost. To purchase extra stamina, it reduces the soul jade cost. I assume that there's one for the Midas. I'll go scanning through and find out which one that is, and maybe start working on doing that to bring down the costs on that a little bit, because that's definitely going to be usable. Because this is pretty much, by the time I get finished with my weapons, this is mostly going to be gone. Okay, and then pretty much right after that, and I beat the story, I'm going to have to go into Rainbow. It's going to cost even more to do Rainbow. So yeah, gold's going to be your big stopping point. So I would take that under advisement before you start focusing on multiple characters. You definitely want to focus on your team, okay? And you might want to prioritize your team first. In the end, if you want to compete in the World Championships, you're going to need to have 3 teams, because that's what they run. Is they run three battles. So you want to have a team that will, if you're going to do that, you want to try to make a team of 3 teams. So you're looking at about roughly 6. You're looking at about 18 characters, but you're not going to be able to. Once you start getting into the higher levels, your red 5s, red 4s, red 5s, it's going to start. It's costing about 2 million per character. So it's going to take and that's more than you can earn on a daily basis. The most you can, I'm at level 95 right now, and I can get 1.6 out of the actual bounty. So you have to understand that you're not going to be able to bring up characters on a daily basis, which is not a problem, simply because the fact that to farm the mats that you need usually takes several days for each character. So theoretically, if you log on consistently and you purchase the Midas, you should be able to pull in enough gold to actually do one piece of equipment at least every other day. Okay. Once you get into the Rainbow, of course, it's probably going to take a few days before you can actually get the gold, enough gold to do that. So yeah, it just it takes time. So, but I was down to about 10. I think it was 11. It's down to 10 or 11 million. Purchased all the Midas, and when I did purchase all the Midas, there was an event going on, the Midas event going on. So I was able to actually Midas hands. So I was able to actually get some rewards out of there. I got so I got all this stuff. As you can see, I already claimed it. So they do have they had a Mighty's Hand event up, which is one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and do it since the event was up. Might as well do it. Pull for it anyway. But yeah, just let you know, Soulbox event is up. Grimmjow, Stark, UR versions, not bad characters, not really good characters either. Okay, middle of the road. Grimmjow's a little bit underpowered. Stark's not bad if you're a new character and you're looking for he's not a bad character at all. There are others that are better, but he's not bad. Okay. So if you're a new player, this might be something that you want to consider because it's a chance to get the weapon. You know, that's the reason you want to pull on Soulbox events. Shards are nice, of course, but you get the shards, you can use Omni shards to level up a character, which you can get through various means. Weapon matter entirely. The only way to really get a weapon, unless you want to spend money, is to actually do the Soulbox pulls. So if you're planning on using either of those two characters, you definitely want to pull on this event to get the weapon. All right, and that's just the way it is. Weapon makes your character much more stronger. It awakens one of the skills, making it a much more powerful skill, giving it an added bonus to the actual skill. So you definitely want to get the weapon to make your character much more powerful. But I'm not going to go ahead and pull on this one simply because of the fact that I'm going to go ahead and start in. I'm going to have to go into gold mode right now because I want to finish knocking out this equipment here in a few days. And I'm probably not going to have much gold, if any, left after it's done, considering it's costing me 1.7 million per item inside of the actual to level up some of the equipment. So it's just going to take, it's just going to take a little while to do it. Once I do, we'll go ahead and set it out there. And I'm at level 95 now, but I'm getting up there. But yeah, we'll do it. Once a few days, I'll have it out, and we'll go through the story and take a look at it. The Elite mode, I had a video on that just day before yesterday, I think it was. You'd go ahead and pick up on that and watch that. Went through pretty easy. Okay, had a little bit of an issue on 106, but we came back at the end and got 3-star on it. And I gave you the tips and pointers on how to do that. Just basically, it's just go until you go until the strike, because they do a 3 rage. Okay, to start out with, and if it hit targets the same too, so it's virtually impossible. You need to make sure it's a tank. You should be okay if they hit one of your tanks. The first time they did it, they hit Full Hollow Ichigo, and then Kenpachi in the center. Full Hollow Ichigo it is not a tank. He doesn't get excellent health steal, but to do that health steal, he has to hit people. So when he's getting it. So they took him out and they took Kenpachi out. So I only got 2 stars when the first time I did it. But on the second time I did it, they went to the upper right 1 column, which is where my tank or Korra was at, along with White Ichigo. So White Ichigo bought it, but of course Korra did not, because he's a tank. I have a tech. I have Immortal and I have Zazu's Pearl on the ends. They're my tanks. If it would hit either one of them, they would have been fine. If they'd killed doesn't matter if they killed Zazu's Pearl because he revives himself. So either one of those wouldn't have been a problem. I just got unlucky. So they do move. First time they hit the center. Next time they hit column 1. So just play it until you get lucky. Try to put 3 tanks in your front row if possible, just for that event. That way you can have 1 survive. Because you can still lose 1 and still 3-star the event, or still 3-star the level. Because your back's probably going to die. Attackers really aren't known for taking a whole bunch of damage. When you got 3 rages going right at you, and they target the same place. The first time all 3 hit the middle. The second time all 3 hit the first column. Unless you're a tank, you're probably not going to survive. Iroquois is a tank, so he survived. So that's the way it is. So I got 3 stars on it when I went back through the second time. But you can watch my other video. It'll show you all the ones. If you want to get an idea what you're going to be facing through 107, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 elite stages, they're there. 3-star to ball. So that might give some points to get you see what you're going to be coming up against. None of them were really that much of an issue. Came a little bit close. Some of them were really easy. you know, there's leveling issues up there. They've got things a little bit mixed up, but it's not. They seem to be pretty good in terms of that. Got to 112, and that enabled me to unlock the next story mode. So we'll come back and hit that in a few days. But yeah, I wanted to let you know about the event. Also, the season pass. Make sure you're focusing on this. I should be getting at level 50. You get enough shards to actually, combine and create this SSR, which is not going to be used for anything, but he's in there. So go ahead and make sure you're doing it. At least try to get to 50, because that'll give you all the shards that you need. This is just fluff. Give you an extra 10 shards. So, but you definitely need to get to 50. Okay, to get to level 50 will give you the shards that you need to go ahead and combine him, and then you get to character. And we should be having another event. This one's going to be up for a few more days, and then we should be having another event coming up after that. But I'm just waiting for the next soul box. I'll try to give a video of what it's going to be, but haven't got any leaks yet, so I'm not sure. But that soul box event's up, and remember to focus on the season pass. All right. So thanks a lot for watching the video. Remember to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you'll see a bell. Click on the bell if you want to be notified each time I do drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the video, as that does help with the views immensely. So this is Kenrier. I'm coming at you from the corner, signing out.